Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah. So.
Can start.
Unmuted on my side.
Host ndio anaweza unmute. Hiyo Maisha Bora.
He is, but I'm there also.
Who's Maisha Bora?
I am using the admin account here, but in because of
The microphones. But it is muted.
Yes.
Both are muted.
See, I'm seeing two Maisha Bora accounts. You go up.
Okay, let me find them. Roger, just click on select.
It's unmuted.
Hello. We're doing a sound check. Maybe from the audience, if you can hear us, somebody can push a thumbs up. If anybody's on the call, a thumbs up to confirm that you can hear us. Perfect. Okay, thank you, Karedi. Yeah, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to welcome you to this short interactive session. Apologies for the delay in starting. We were having some technical challenges on our end, but that has since been sorted, and we are now good to go. With me today, I'm with Mr. Joseph Kiando, who was the chair of the Sacco. Perhaps you can say a greeting or two.
Habari za washirika. My name is Joseph and I'm representing the Education Committee under the Chairman Muhanda. Karibuni.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. So, us here, the purpose of this engagement is basically to sensitize on the matter before us, which is the delegate system. Here, I believe we've had some engagements, either physically and through the various platforms which we employ within the Sacco. I just want to give a brief chronology or a history of why we are in this position as we speak right now. So, sometime last year, we were given a directive by the Commissioner for Cooperatives that for every Sacco which has 5,000 and above members, they should adopt the delegate form of representation or for conducting meetings. Yes, we presented it to the membership, and when we presented to the membership said that we do not want the delegate system, partly because maybe there was some unclear areas, or we needed maybe to drive the understanding. And again, many of you have shared your sentiments as to why we should not adopt this. So we went back to the commissioner. We told him that our members have refused, but the commissioner insisted that this is a government directive. We have to see how to land it. And the best approach we should take is basically to educate our members so that they know about this delegate system. So come AGM early this year again, we tried to educate our members and put it to vote whether to adopt the system or not. But we were told now to go back to the membership told us that they need more information about this delegate system before they can append to it, and first of all understand how it will work for Maisha Bora and see whether it will be a perfect fit for us and what have you. So the commissioner responded to us and gave us a deadline of around June this year, which we went and told him that, look, we still have not done proper engagement with our members so that they understand the system and employ it. So now we're back trying to ensure that you members try to understand what the delegate system entails, why we're in this particular position, and why the impact, of course, of this directive. Out there, I know there are so many things which are going around in the media. Some Saccos have actually gone to court objecting to this particular system. Others have adapted, and we are among the few that we want to employ where we come to a consensus as membership and see that we agree on a particular form of representation which nearly mirrors or is as close to the delegate system. So today, I'll allow Mr. Joseph Kiando maybe just to give a chronology of our Sacco and perhaps also try to demystify and open it up. I also want to encourage you that if you have any comment or any questions, please you can post them on the chat box, and through the chat box you can also air your views. We'll open the mics if you want to raise your opinion, so that at least we can ask your question, so that at least we can be in one space. So over to you, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, members. As you know, our Sacco started in 1974, and it has made several growth changes. First, we had a name change around 2000 from Kimbo. When Kimbo was sold by Unilever, we were at a common board. Later, we broke the bond and we became available for every person who wants to join. We therefore have made tremendous growth, and now we have 17,000 members. These 17,000 members have now assets over 7.2 billion. When we look at the directive from the ministry, it says any Sacco that has 5,000 members need to move to delegate system. Now, in this meeting, we would want to look at what is delegate system, what are the benefits, and then final decision on movement to delegate system is a decision by membership. And we'll do several engagement sessions chaired or facilitated by different board members to reach as many members as possible. And then once we have done that education, we made a concise decision on which system to go for. But from what the chairman has already shared, the communication from the minister is we need to change to delegate system. But that decision will be made by members once we have looked at what are the benefits. We look at what are the criteria that has been proposed, and then the members will give us feedback as well as suggest any changes to the proposals that we are going to go through, so that then come the SGM we are able to align as we also pass our budget. Let's move. So the delegate system is a system where there is no direct representation from general membership. They will select representation, and these representatives will then come to the delegates meeting, which will do most of the tasks that before were done by open membership. And faster. So when we look at the benchmarking with our peers, we find most of our peers are either 3 years into the system or they are converting. Chairman, however, mentioned 2 or 3 Saccos in the whole country have gone to court. So that's the situation as per the directive. What is the delegate system of governance? This is where the members will vote their representative based on a criteria and zones, and the team we are talking to here represents one such zone, who would then elect their representative and send them to the delegate meeting, which then will elect the board of directors from among them, and the rest will move as per our current setup. So the only thing that changes is instead of having AGM, we'll have the delegate meeting, ADM. So the So in the current system, the member still is at the apex of the governance of the Sacco, and that continues. However, the way the members are going to exercise control differs slightly in that there will be a two-step where you elect your delegate, and then those delegates elect the board, and then the board oversees the management like it is current. So what are the benefits of the delegate system? And I think this now starts the important slides which will help us to make a decision. One of the key issues is when you have members around 17,000, then you'll find not every person will be able to talk. But if you have as few representation, you'll get issues covered in much more detail in meetings. You'll still hold double accountability. You'll hold the delegates accountable, who also hold the board accountable. We have had quite a good experience in the Sacco in terms of leadership. So we expect that to be enhanced. So then there will therefore be efficient decision making. We expect that the process and the powers of the members to be fully protected, and we will incorporate the special interest representation. So for example, we have some of our different numbered people in our society who are our members, and we would want to have those incorporated also as delegates so that all interests are covered. These slides talk about the governance. So at the center or the core of the management of the organization is our members, so that doesn't change. But we have a middle layer where we have the delegates who then represent the members having been elected by the zones, and then you will have the board and supervisory committee continuing in their task, but will be elected by the delegates. Let's move. We therefore would want to take you through the electoral zones and units and how delegates are going to be elected. So we have debated and proposed that the maximum delegates is 220. This is because you have room to grow. Currently we are 17,000. If we continue with the growth trajectory, by the second strategic plan, which starts next year, we expect us to have grown by double that amount. And therefore, by that time, we expect to grow to the maximum around delegates of 500. So at the start, that is why we have said and proposed 220. We propose a 3-year term, which is like a transitional cross. This is to allow the system to run properly, but here the members have the power to decide during the SGM. The elections, every person who wants to be considered as a candidate for delegate have still to be cleared in the same way that we clear board as a representation for members, so that we ensure we have continuity within the Sacco and we have people of integrity. We will continue to maintain one member, one vote, and that is why when we are considering the delegates, depending on numbers in those zones, the number of delegates they send will be commensurate. And then if for any reason there is election vacancy, it will be declared, and within 3 months we get filling of that position. If you have any question, you can continue to post them on the link. By the end of the presentation, we will get a debate session where we'll take in your feedback, and those feedback will help us to update these proposals. We want to present the proposed criteria for delegates because it's a very important duty. There is a proposal that the delegates be members who have been in the Sacco for a minimum of 5 years. Therefore, they understand the working of the Sacco. They also understand, they have a big interest in the Sacco. The members, however, have not to be dormant, meaning they must be saving as per the requirement of the Sacco. And we would also want them to have loans with us, but most important, they have to be active as per the definition of active membership. No loan arrears exceeding 60. This is a requirement that already is in our bylaws as regards the board, and we would propose that we have the same level of measure for any leaders in the Sacco. They must be of good standing, therefore fully compliant with Sacco requirements. We propose a minimum of 500,000 Kenyan shillings and a minimum share capital of 35. 35 is still our minimum share capital to be a full member. So any full member would then qualify if they have a minimum deposit of 5, so that there is a big stake within the Sacco. So those are some of the discussion points. The education, at least Form 4 would be required, and then full code of conduct as pertains to the requirements in Kenya for leadership. Yes, we have a different, or we propose a different criteria for board members. It's slightly stringent compared to the delegates. So among the delegates, then you have to have qualified to be a delegate, and then 7 years continuous membership, and important that you have share capital of above 50,000, and then you have a C+ or equivalent in KCS SE, and we continue with our full fit and proper test requirements, which is a requirement for Ministry of Cooperatives as well as ASLAC. So no changes there. There are some additional vetting proposed for delegates, and all this is to ensure that nobody who is not honest would then go to positions of leadership and risk the growth of the Sacco. So it's undergoing vetting, which is common already in our Sacco. Verification of membership history and deposits, loan performance, so that we are a member of good standing, review conflict of interest, and then you should not be under any investigation of fraud or corruption, and then no breaching of any laws, particularly on anything to do with management of cash or leadership of society. Let's move. However, when it comes to directors, in addition to what we have seen, we will Then we require to have also certificate of good conduct, which is currently a requirement now, CRB clearance, so that they are good standing for their owners, and compliance to all the laws. So this is slightly over and above the delegates requirement. So, because the delegates will be performing most of the duties in the society as pertains to the approvals, here we have the duties and responsibilities of the delegates. So they will attend the general meetings, attend annual and special general meetings, which then they will come in and vote on matters on behalf of the members. So they will exercise the member control. They will also be required to communicate or to be the channel of communication between the membership and the society. Member education, they will be expected to communicate what is new, whatever all members will need to know. The Sacco will still continue to communicate through bulletins and the current means, but the delegates will be responsible to ensure that information is well landing and explain any questions that the people they represent have. They will then elect quality leaders from among them who becomes delegates. Then the annual delegates meeting, what is the value for the member? So we don't see a gap in what the members are doing now. So there will still, the delegates will have full financial accountability. They will approve the dividends. They will do budget approval. They will elect leaders and the appointment of auditors and strategic decisions. In our proposal, we have not put in the delegates as the ones who will decide the remuneration. That will sit with members still. So in the journeys to leadership, so member through board director, as we have just discussed, and we have said the cycle will be around 3 years to have a stable transition. So thank you. That is the thoughts that the board and management have put together. However, now we welcome you as the owners to give us feedback and to have open debate, which will be read by the chair and myself.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Joseph, for giving us an overview of how we plan to structure this delegate system. I believe maybe you can remove the slides from the screen, and then we can be able to now chat interactively. So first of all, I think the presentation has been quite clear as to how we will structure ourselves. The member, of course, does not lose their voice as to how we've structured. They'll still make the critical decisions for the institution. And above all, where we see that it will be over, we'll need to be more engaged, or in terms which will be very critical, is how you vet those particular people who will come up as delegates. So I'll open the session for anybody who wants to say something. I think you can raise your hand, and then you'll be unmuted by the team which is controlling the session. Okay, is somebody speaking? Sorry. Sorry, please hold. Let's sort us our audio internally so that I can hear you. I could hear a voice, but faintly. Okay, I can see Commander Amos Keganda. Maybe you can go ahead and speak. Commander Amos, guys. Okay, I can. You've unmuted. You can say something.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Okay. I wanted to ask two questions. One is, what qualifies one to be a delegate? Like, can I delegate myself? Another question is, to what extent that a delegate can help you? To what extent can a delegate help you in terms of the questions we have for about the Maisha Bora? And the delegates also have some training to undertake. I hope those were my few questions.
Okay, if I was to run over and so that we get some concurrence, your first question is on how much support a delegate can support a member or help. Then second, you are asking about, I think I missed the second one.
Sound is very low.
Guys. Okay, Commander, come again. You are asking on the delegate. You are fine. Okay, he's speaking. I think it's sound from my end. Okay, sort it out. The feedback.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Guys, sort this thing out, man. I can't hear you. Okay, can you hear me from my end?
Use one computer.
We use one computer, please, so that at least we can hear well. Okay, which one is speaking these microphones? Which computer is speaking these microphones? So you let it produce the audio then?
No, it cannot produce the audio.
Why?
Because it's clunky.
It can.
It cannot. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so can you hear me, guys? Okay, so Commander, maybe you can come again. We have tried to solve the audio issue.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
You were automatically banned from unmuting somebody, so that's why the delay. But I can repeat my questions again.
Yeah, please.
I wanted to know if an ordinary member like me, they can be delegates, and if so, what is the criteria of being a delegate? Do you get some training over that? My other question is, to what extent can a delegate help a member? To what extent can a delegate help a member? I think those are the two main questions that I wanted to pass across.
Okay, so if I can circle back to your questions, you're asking how you can become a delegate, and then the second question is to what extent can a delegate help an ordinary member, and then the third point which you've raised is on whether delegates will undergo some form of training. If that's is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I can see Aluko Onyango who wanted to raise a question. Perhaps you can speak.
Good evening, good people. My name is Aluko Onyango, the minority leader. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for organizing this for us. What I would really want to know is the delegate system, much as it is touted. I'm trying to look at that situation where I was thinking it would be of a lot of benefit to us if Maisha Bora was in Nairobi and in maybe the 47 counties or some of the counties. But to that extent, I was thinking that the delegate system would be of a lot of importance. Howsoever, when we have our offices only in Nairobi, and mostly our membership also is driven from Nairobi, I'm not so certain how we will be able to do this delegate system for people who are within an enclosure, like now for instance Nairobi. So otherwise, thank you very much.
Okay, Rogers. I think if I got you correct, you are not clear on how we will structure it in as far as representation is concerned outside Nairobi or within Nairobi. Because for you, I think the picture is a delegate system works for an organization which is, I think, housed in one premise. Is that, if I got you correct, is that okay?
Like I was thinking that because if it's a delegate system, then maybe Maisha Bora would have been having offices all over for us to be able to get delegates from those other units, say counties for instance, so that they are now able to sell this information to the counties where there are delegates. But when we are centralized in Nairobi and we are simply the delegate system, that is where I'm still a bit lost.
Okay, yeah, I think we will explain to you how we've structured or how we've zoned ourselves, because as a board, we were also in a bit of a situation where we couldn't structure ourselves well, but we came up with a formula as to how the delegates will be structured. I think we'll explain later as we respond to your question. I can see Alan K's hand up.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Now, my concerns were regarding the disadvantages of a delegate system. Because you have only mentioned the advantages, and since you want a decision from the members on whether we should go for a delegate system or not, I think it's prudent also to mention the disadvantages. You know, like for instance, there's a probability of manipulation of the delegates since it's a smaller number. And you know, this government is not so trustworthy. So maybe their insistence on a delegate system will be to make it easy to manipulate the smaller number of people. So maybe you could also highlight on the disadvantages so that people can make an informed decision. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. We'll highlight on the disadvantages, both pros and cons. I think that's a very good observation because every system has its own likes and dislikes, and we'll be able to air out what we have seen. Any other person who's raised his hand? I can see Bilha Kunga.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Bilha, how are you?
Thank you, Chairman, for this invitation. My question will right on be similar to that of Alan, as also I'm curious to understand what are some of the gaps that this system is going to bring to the members, And as such, are there financial impacts that are hidden or probably known that members are expected to incur or to further contribute? Because not everyone understands what this delegate is. As much as you've explained, yes, but probably it needs a deeper understanding so that you can review and also understand, because the government is, as Alan has said, you might not even be trust because there are areas of taxing and all that stuff. I don't know whether it's part of this arrangement and this project, but maybe you can give us clarity so that we are aware in deeper sense. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. So I think we'll answer those questions, the ones which you've posted. Perhaps maybe Joseph, you can take the first ones, and then I can take some of them.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for the Aruko and Commander who have raised some questions. So the first one is whether an online delegate member can qualify as a delegate. The way we propose to organize is, for example, the people we are talking to today, they are coming from contributing companies, and they will form a cluster. And that zone then will erect members from that group. So if you are maybe somewhere alone and you don't have a lot of other people with you, it might be in the beginning difficult. But I think in the future, we have to have a way of also ensuring those members are also covered. So for example, the people we are talking to today, they are expected to have a way of selecting delegates from among themselves. The delegates that will be selected will be inducted because it's new to the management of our Sacco. So they will undergo some training and on what to do, what not to do, and how to effectively communicate, particularly between members and the organization. And then to what extent can a delegate help a member? We expect actually that the delegate will know the member more. He will be closer. So for example, I have been in the Sacco leadership for some time. I've been even a chairman, but I don't know everybody. But when you are in smaller groups, if you remember, like in churches, we have cell groups. Yeah, also in the Catholic, in various church organizations. And these organizations then fellowship, and then they will come Sunday. And if you have an issue, you have a wedding, you have a bereavement, it becomes much easier to escalate because you know one another at a very, very personal level. That is where I expect that the delegate will be quite useful. And then the members will know the delegate very, very well, and they can replace as per the cycle that has been set if they are not happy with the way the help is coming. So we expect that the communication will be much closer to members. That's the expectation. At least that's my expectation and the expectation of Chair and the board. Then moving to Aruko Onyango, Minority Leader. So the first one was delegate system. Why delegate system, and we are in Nairobi? As we started, and as the Chair enumerated, it's a government directive affecting organizations that have membership over 5,000. We are such an organization. So then the question is, what criteria do you use to select representation? And that is why we will select according to the contributing companies, so as the ones that we are talking to today, but also those people who are not, and they are not in companies, they will also get a way of erecting some delegates as well. So before and during AGM, we'll agree exactly which zones will give how many people, and that is what the members will pass. So the board cannot bottle that down. So the number 220 is a guideline. The proposal to use our contributing organization is a guideline. How do we check the people who are in the non-formal sector? We have a proposal, and that proposal then will undergo member discussion, and then we'll set. So for those people like farmers or like teachers or police who are around the 47 counties, then it's easy to say County A will contribute this amount of members. However, now we have contributing companies, we have broken the common bond, we have some people who are salaried and non-salaried, and we have to have a criteria of suggesting how the delegates will be selected. But the most important is to have one member, one vote principle cascaded down so that nobody is feeling not represented. I'll leave Chairman to talk about the disadvantages and gaps.
Okay, so that's a hard one to speak about. I think just like Alan has asked, one of the disadvantages of delegate system is manipulation and the likes. I want to dispel that by saying that this organization is run by individuals of strong integrity and strong moral values. That's why we have survived thus far for about 52 years now. And here, I want to give my assurance that any system that we employ will definitely be for the benefit of the members. And will definitely be for the benefit of the members, and we have people who are full of integrity. And Joseph also took you through the vetting criteria as to the people who will place there as your representative and your delegates. So rest assured that it is not manipulation. I know this is the vibe which goes around in all forms of media and the likes. But all in all, I think also another disadvantage which I think is tied to that is that that member engagement or the level of contact or how you can reach me. I think we are adding now another extra layer. Like for example, Mr. Luko can just pick his phone and call the chairman and tell the chairman one or two or three things. But now again, it will be now through the delegates, and then it reaches the board, and now that's where we'll ratify. That contact is where members feel like it is taken out of them. But to dispel that, the various barazas you will sit in your various delegate cells, you can air out your issues and also the areas of improvement that you feel that Maisha Bora needs to look into, and your delegate is one who will be charged to represent it to us. So I feel on a human level or on that interaction level, that's where another major disadvantage of the delegate system is. Another disadvantage of this delegate system is when you look at how delegates are now onboarded. You may assemble yourselves in, say, a corner or something and then vote yourselves as delegates and what have you. The Sacco really does not have an oversight or control as to how the elections will be managed at that low level. But that one again can be countered by saying that, look, we have structured this organization. Like for example, today we are talking with the members of MATA, Brentag, Ereva, and Neo Alliance Engineering. Those ones will have their own delegates. You assemble yourselves and select your own delegates per se. Within MATA Hospital or within Neo Engineering, for example, you select people who you feel or who have passed that vetting and that qualification criteria. So I think that is one of the major disadvantages of delegate system. Of course, another question which was asked was on the financial impact of the delegate system. I'll not beat around the bush. Running a delegate system has a cost attached to it. It may be heavy on us, especially when it comes to the elections and the likes, but we will find a way to manage it because we are very conscious on costs and seeing how we will try and mitigate that disadvantage of running extreme overheads on the costs. Bila, when you asked about the financial impact of the delegate system, of course I've mentioned the things to do with costs. I think I was lost on the type of laws and what have you, but the only tax the taxes which we pay as a Sacco is a 5%, is it excise duty on our dividends, and of course the usual taxes, the mandatory, the statutory taxes, that's the pay as you earn and VATs and the likes. So the Sacco movement has their own level of taxes. If we transform into a corporate, we'll now be introduced into corporate tax, where now instead of the 5% on our gross on our earnings, we'll now be in a space of paying 30% or more. But within delegates, nothing changes. The tax regime is still the same as for the Sacco movement. Maybe just to also circle back on the delegate training, members will be trained on even the financials, understanding the figures and a lot of it, where we take time, take you through the performance figures, so that before we present, you're making a more informed decision and you're reporting much more from a much more informed perspective to your representatives in your organizations. Remember, you as a member, you don't know to lose your voice. If you're not happy with the results, you can be able to call for a special meeting and then air your grievances to the board, and then we call the general meeting. And major decisions, especially when it comes to investing into properties or any major investment or any management decision that requires the member involvement, all members will still be involved in that. So I hope I'm clear on those questions. I can see Teresa Nyango asking, how are you going to take care of individual or non-corporate members who cannot team up and vote for their delegate? And then how do we group ourselves to ensure balanced representation through delegates? Now, these are questions which I feel like I want to throw back to you, so that at least you give us maybe an idea of how you want us to make it balanced. Because from where we sit as a board, we're looking at the check of organizations, and then looking at the SMEs who are the majority. So SMEs, again, we're looking at age, we're looking at the longevity you have been in the Sacco, we're looking at also your savings, and then you form part of a representative, like part of a representative zone in this aspect of the delegates. And then for non-corporate members, now that's the SMEs that we're talking about. We're really trying hard to structure our data to make sure that it fits into each and every member. And that's why an engagement will come for the SME members, and we come up with a way to see how we can structure all of them. So I think, are there any other questions or any other points of discussion which you can, maybe the membership can throw back to us? You can raise your hand and then I call you out. Minority leader, are you okay? Aluko, we can't hear you. I can see you're speaking, but
Thank you very much. Am I clear now?
Now, yeah, we can hear you now.
I hope you're getting. I'm saying thank you very much. We are coming on so well. I would have wanted to know the issue, of course, which you said you're not going to be certain about. But thank you. If this is the direction we are going, and the country, the government is taking us this direction, I want to use the assurance, Mr. Chairman, that just as the same way you people protected our resources from getting lost in SASC, in the same way we are not going to lose anything because we are going in the direction of delegates. Otherwise, mine is to wish all of us the best of luck in everything that we want to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aluko. Any other feedback? Can just raise your hand so that I can see you. I can see a mic which is muted. Also on the call, I have my fellow directors. Maybe I'll allow them to introduce themselves at some point. But I can see a question from okay, maybe I may get it wrong. But if you own shares but are not permitted to attend the annual general meeting, your shareholding and the company share capital remain exactly the same. but your corporate power and ability to protect your investment are reduced. Okay, I'm not sure whether that is a question or an observation, or maybe if the post of that question may expound more. And then, do you want to say the model has failed, or why are we adapting a proposal when initially the model we have is the best? Our model has not failed, and of course it is not equally the best. But remember, when you started off, this is a government directive, and we operate in a regulated environment. That's why we have to get maybe consensus from the membership to understand what we're getting into, and getting the feedback from the government. So the comment by, was it Cuta, or what's the name? Yeah, Cuta, if you can unmute, maybe we hear your voice, because I was a bit lost in the words. Is he on the call? Yeah, perhaps unmute. Can I unmute him? Cuta, yeah, that one. Okay, so I think maybe you can reach us. You can reach me out, or you have unmuted. You can speak. Are we getting audio from him? Okay, he's not saying anything, unless the rest can hear. Okay. Yeah, so I think any other feedback? So I'll invite our Honorary Secretary, Mr. Simon Arunga, maybe to say a word or two. And our Treasurer is also on the call, Mr. George Wafula. Maybe you can say hi. And also the Supervisory Committee, that is Annie Reri and Ken Morioki. Maybe if you can start in no particular order, maybe Arunga, you can go first. Oh, also I saw Mr. Vitalis Onyango on the call.
Director Yolanda.
Oh, and Director Yolanda, maybe. Are you ready to go, Simon? Or whoever is...
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I can go. Chairman, is that okay?
Treasurer.
Okay, yeah, Treasurer, you can go.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Good evening, directors, management, our dear members. So, I'm George Wafula, the treasurer. I believe you all know me, but I am not a new member. We interacted in the past. So now I'm happy with the deliberations. Back to you, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, George. Simon?
I think I'm audible now. I've been trying to speak, but I was not going through.
Okay, go on.
I'm audible.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I've made it to this meeting. I want to believe that it has been very, very instrumental as to understand is happening, and I believe we will continue this discussion to make members to live without fear or misunderstanding. Thank you and welcome again.
Okay, thanks, Simon. Yolanda, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Uh-huh.
Good evening, members and fellow directors. Thank you for making time for this, and I hope we will get the way forward. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I think I saw Vitalis, and then I go to the Supervisory Committee. Vitalis, you're still on the call? Okay, he dropped off. Then I think Supervisory Committee, maybe you can say a word or two.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And thank you to the members who are present for the good questions. and I believe the clarification was given. So the request is, as you're engaging the other colleagues, your other colleagues, now you should be able maybe also now to clarify on any question that you had. You can now, you're now informed. Thank you.
Okay, is Ken there?
Good evening, members, and the staffs, my fellow directors. My name is Kenneth Kunyuki. I'm happy to see the from the members and let's engage further and learn more about the delegate system. Thank you so much.
Okay. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take more of the intended 1 hour. This is not the end of the deliberations, like Joseph had introduced. We are open to any feedback. I think you can send your emails, comments. You can even reach out by phone call. Reach out to me. You can reach out to the CEO. You can reach out to any director that you feel with any concern as to how we'll structure it. The presentation shared by Joseph will be circulated so that at least you understand how the structure is being built up. And I think you can critique it from a much more fairer perspective. Remember, this is not the last session. We still have more engagements where if there is any point of clarification, we'll come back to you and present whatever now has been deliberated. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for sparing time for this session. And I think what I request from you is that let us be ambassadors of Maisha Bora in as far as this transition journey is concerned. Out there are so many stories going about the delegate system, people going to court and what have you. But we have to remain the course, run this institution not only for the next 2 or 3 years, but for seasons beyond myself and my children and my children's children. So this institution grows. Remember, we are equally growing as an institution, and how we represent ourselves or how we govern ourselves is actually very, very critical in as far as how we are structured and how we harness all these opportunities that are presented to us. So I'll leave it at that. And if there is no further question, I think we can close. Maybe we normally do prayers in Maisha Bora meetings. So I'll ask Simon Arunga to pray for us as we close this meeting.
Okay, let's pray. Almighty God, we are grateful unto you for you have given us for all this opportunity to meet. God, who be that, oh God, you keep on moving with us, leading us into your greatness and with the wisdom that you're going to make Maisha Bora prosper. Father, as we keep on engaging one another, I pray, Jesus Christ, that the light shall shine and we'll be able to end up as successful. We thank you, God, as we go back to our resting places, and in Jesus' name I pray, believing. Amen.
Okay, thank you, and have a good evening and great week ahead. Has it ended?